and also the Stay On Course podcast with Julie Riga. Julie, how are you? I know you're excited about our guest, and I want to be where he is on an island right now. And I want my own private island, Julie.
Yeah, I mean, I would like one as well. That would be fun. We're coming to
But,
visit you, Mohammed.
okay.
You guys are more than welcome.
All right. So
Well,
who's our guest today?
so we have Dr. Mohammed today with us, and he is the CEO and co-founder of RTILA Corporation, a cutting-edge automation software company that helps businesses streamline operations by automating up to 80% of repetitive tasks. He focuses on robotic process automation, or RPA, and he empowers both tech and non-tech users to create efficient, stable automation flows. Welcome, Mohammed, to the Stay on Course podcast.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Neil, for the
You're
opportunity.
welcome.
So excited to have you here. Mohammed, before we get started,
Mhm.
ask all of our guests, what is your favorite food?
Food is always the tummy first. Palak paneer. Are you familiar with the palak paneer dish?
Tell us about it.
I actually discovered it in the US. It's a North Indian dish with cottage cheese and spinach with a creamy sauce, and it's just amazing. It's all vegetarian. It tastes
Okay.
amazing and it's healthy, so I got hooked on that. Palak
Oh,
paneer.
that sounds great. That sounds so great.
It's
So
very nice.
let's talk a little bit about some ingredients for success for your industry. And before we get into it, tell us a little bit more about your company because we're very curious. Neil and I are a bit like AI and automation junkies, so we want to
Mhm.
hear a little bit more about what you.
Yes.
Then we'll get into the ingredients.
Yeah, sure. So the company is actually still a startup. It's called Artila, RTILA.com. And it's an AI automation software. So what we do is that we automate the use of AI so that we can bundle AI into our normal business process. Whatever you do on the computer with the mouse and keyboard, we can involve AI and then not necessarily replace the human, but just get the humans to do more added value tasks. And then what is not adding value and is repetitive, like you said, Julie, we try to delegate it to bots and AI-powered bots. So that's what we do. We also use our automation software to automate the training of your own AI model. So now this is trendy. Companies want to have as an intellectual property and also as a tool to customize a specific AI to their specific industry. So our software helps with that as well by preparing the data and training that model so that it can perform X times better for you based on your own
Really?
data.
See,
Wow. Okay.
that's so it's impressive because you're looking at it in specific ways that there's not enough integration in businesses yet for AI. I've saw this that the numbers like maybe about 6 months to 8 months ago were only still 40 to
Mhm.
50% of businesses are really doing AI on a regular
Yeah.
basis. There's a real marketplace for it. And I'm intrigued by your ingredients for success, but there's definitely more to discuss about AI later on. Go ahead,
Yes.
Julie.
Absolutely. Let's get into the ingredients, Mohammed.
Yeah.
What are some of those ingredients for
Well,
automation? AI?
for AI automation or even just like bringing this new technology into business, it's a little bit generic, but the first advice for success is not to consider that you're too late or too early. There's actually no timing. The best is do it right now because the train is moving. And if you don't do it, your competitors will do it. And by the time you awaken, it will be too late. But right now is the best time to always start.
Yeah, and Mohammed, we Neil and I did a series on LinkedIn just a few weeks ago, and
Uh-huh.
the thing is, people are afraid. Some people are just afraid
Mm.
they don't know where to start. So, what is your advice to those types of people?
No, you're right. I mean, this technology, AI, more than any other technology, comes with a huge resistance from the human mind and the human emotion and psyche. Because unlike other technologies, this one really scares people that it's going to replace them.
Yeah.
So there is that element, but I would say that we can look at it just like any other technology we got in human history. It may look scary, but once we master it and we accumulate a certain wisdom of using it, just like the nuclear power, We used it in the wrong way by trying to destroy each other as a human, but then we use it for energy creation, and so is AI. It's a
Yeah.
tool, and it's up to us on how to use it. We should not fear it.
I want to lean
Yeah,
into
good.
just one little part here because
Yes, please.
I love AI and I'm very good at telling it what to do. And so for me in my business, I have an assistant. It's my personal assistant, my ChatGPT. I didn't really give it a name. A lot of the people I know have a name for it, like they've actually given it a human name. But the way I see it is that, and I hope people are listening to this right now, is the way I see it is if you have a weakness, if there's something you need to shore up that you don't know how to do, let I do the hard lifting for you. That's my advice for everybody that's listening right now, because if you understand the power of it and how it can actually make you that much better,
Right.
you would not be running away from it.
I mean, it makes me
Indeed.
work a lot less than I did before and really help people. And the thing is, Muhammad, a
Yeah.
lot of people do not know how to implement it right. I did,
Yeah.
and Julie was blown away. And I ended up doing an AI workshop on LinkedIn audio, and everyone didn't have ChatGPT 4, and everyone never tried Gemini. And no one even tried Facebook's AI. So people are not really utilizing something that's groundbreaking. I'm waiting, Mohammed, for Web 3.0. I am
No,
waiting for
it's
Web 3.0 because guess what? I will be the first. When I know there are podcasts out there, I will put all of my emphasis on Web 3.0 if that happens, or AI, and really double down with podcasting
yeah.
with that, because I think that I think this is going to be the game changer when we have holograms, and we'll all be holograms on an audio podcast, or we
That would be
all can
amazing.
be
Yeah.
looking at ourselves instead of the Zoom in a studio where we see each other talking to each other like we can touch each other. That will be coming someday. And we all that's where the excitement of, you cannot ignore technology, right,
No,
Mohammed?
definitely, and it's around the corner. Let me show you something, Nail and Julie, because you mentioned a couple of AI models, and at Artila we chose to also shed more light on the models released by Meta, by Facebook, which are
Oh,
open
really?
source. So you see here, I'm going to move my camera. You see on this computer,
Yes.
I'm running a very powerful AI model called Llama 3.2. If you heard about it, it was released by Meta.
Yes.
So I can process my data right on my computer in my company's privacy network, and I don't have to necessarily push my data out. And like you said, now we can have AI computing power on our desktop. So it could take like this video or a VR, and it could like create a holographic representation, so that then we don't use a cloud-based internet. We don't send the whole video out in the internet. It can be processed by a local AI. So what I'm trying to how you say, inculcate in my daughter, how you say, when you try to give an idea to your kids, is that maybe we will have a baby AI part of our family, because it will help our family, that we host an AI, and if, let's say, it reaches AGI, as they say, then I better have one that can assist my family. So
No,
that's what we're
I'm ready.
preparing.
I'm ready for robots too, by the way. So I'm
All right.
I'm in there. But go ahead, Julie.
In there. All right,
Excellent.
let's get to the second ingredient.
Yes, second ingredient is that it's not about the software or the systems, but it's about the data. So when you want to adopt AI and automation in your business, I noticed that with many companies and entrepreneurs we meet, they have delegated the data structure and the data lifecycle to anyone else except themselves, because you as a business owner only knows the beginning and the end of your data. So you know what is a customer, what he wants, what she wants, when, how, what are the triggers. And this is unfortunately not taken into control by business owners. And that's what we are pushing. Be data-centric, not system-centric. That's a huge change, because that will position you in a much better light to use AI. Because AI is going to build our next tools. It's going to build our next softwares.
Yeah, interesting. That's so interesting.
Yeah, so that's the second ingredient.
The second ingredient. So we're really looking at what we need to do, not the software, and then let that kind of
Exactly. Yeah. Be process. Yeah, especially data process oriented. because that is the key. That is actually the gold in the business. It's your data and how you're going to process it to monetize it.
Love that. Love that. Okay. And what is the third ingredient, Mohammed?
The third ingredient we kind of touch upon a little bit. Sorry for my English, but
Oh yeah,
it's
we did.
yeah, the human resistance to change in general, but especially the human resistance to AI. So I think that it should not be ignored. There is a fear, and if there is a fear, it has to be addressed. And when we bring AI into a company, we usually look at like an upskilling program of training and awareness raising from the admin assistants to the marketing people, just to bring everyone on scale and show them that AI and automation is here to empower them, not to replace them. And then the things they just unlock.
I love
All
that.
right. And I think that's the thing is that businesses, and I think, Muhammad, when you're looking at prospecting, going to organizations or companies, looking at their back end with AI, especially if you're looking at companies that are very high valued, but yet so archaic, getting them to adopt it now is going to be very important, especially when you look at the operation side. I see that's where the biggest opportunity for AI. Think about emails. Think about specifically enough any of the operation stuff that's so much waste of time. You could profit a business 5 times as much on the operation sides of businesses versus anything else in their process. Even the sales process of the emails, the email flow for sales reps and all these different things, not digital more, but really the traditional people need to adopt AI. Like, for example, I'll get a client to send me this long email that I'm like, I would never wanted to answer before. Go into AI, tell what I want to say, but it breaks it down way better for me. And then send the email, which would have taken 3 hours.
No, definitely. And actually, you notice that sometimes the AI will have more wisdom than you.
Yes.
It will tell you, oh, your tone is not appropriate. Maybe you can make it a bit more subtle. So there's value in the content and the style. Like you said, it's enormous.
So Mohammed, as a final thought, and what do you want to tell our audience as it relates to this topic? What do you want to kind of leave them with?
I would say, like, just go and put your hands into the dirt when it comes to AI and automation. Go and start with something. ChatGPT, like you said, Julie, is very accessible now. There is an app on the phone, you can talk to it. So engage with AI, see where it can bring you a first 10% improvement. And then you keep the big vision. The big vision, you can keep it there, but like make the smallest make the smallest step available to experience AI and automation or any digital technology.
Perfect. And
I hope it makes sense.
And it also, yeah, it does. I mean, just take your first step and try it out because you're going to be very surprised. And Mohammed, tell us where our audience can find out more about your company, and is there any special projects you're working on right now?
Yes, thank you for asking. So the website is rtila.com, or you can find my name, Mohammed Esfi, on LinkedIn. And we actually, when we met Julie in West Palm Beach, we opened an agency program, an AI automation agency program. So we're looking for partners who have a knowledge about a certain industry so that we can provide them with the software and the technical know-how to create a cohesive offer to those businesses in insurance or real estate, because we don't know about those industries. So we need business people like you guys, maybe Nail yourself in marketing, branding. I think there are a huge opportunity of cooperation, and we're looking to build a cooperation, a network of partners to deploy this.
I love that.
A lot of ideas, Mohammed. You found the right person.
All right. We appreciate it. All right. That was a special simulcast of the Neil Haley Show.